Supervisors, take their seats, please. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call of supervisors.
We have 20 supervisors present. Supervisor Boyd Frederick, John O'Day are excused. Supervisor Nudo is absent.
Okay, next item will be the presentation of proclamation for Deputy Terry Tift and K-9 Riggs by Kenosha County Executive Jim Cruiser and Chairman O'Day. Join me. Okay, it's my honor to present Deputy Terry Tift and K-9 Riggs with the Certificate of Recognition. Whereas on the morning of October 21st, 2021, Kenosha County Sheriff's Department deputies were dispatched to a Bristol gas station in an attempt to locate a stolen vehicle that was involved in a Chicago homicide. And whereas, as a high-risk traffic stop was being conducted, K-9 Riggs and his handler, Deputy Terry Tift, were on the scene as a man wanted for multiple homicides fled on foot from the suspect vehicle. And whereas, while deputies attempted to apprehend the suspect, the man fired a shot, the bullet striking K-9 Riggs in the forehead. And whereas, after emergency surgery in northern Illinois, Riggs' condition was said to be stable, though his future fitness for duty remained a question. And whereas, after a miraculous recovery, Riggs underwent a post-injury evaluation and was deemed fit to return to full duty, which he did on November 29th, 2021. And whereas Riggs and Deputy Tift displayed remarkable resilience and bravery during this dangerous ordeal, which demonstrated the potential for harm that all of our law enforcement officers face each and every day while they're on duty. Now, therefore, we, Jim Cruiser, Kenosha County Executive, and John O'Day, County Board Chairman, together with the County Board of Supervisors, do hereby present the Certificate of Recognition to Deputy Terry Tift and K-9 Riggs in recognition and appreciation of their hard work and courage in the line of duty. We are proud of their achievements and grateful for the work they do to promote public safety in Kenosha County. Given the 7th day of December, 2021, signed Jim Cruiser, County Executive, and John O'Day, Chairman of the Board. Congratulations, Deputy Tift. I can tell you. Congratulations. And also, I have one other announcement. Tonight is Deputy Tift's birthday, so if we can all wish him a happy birthday as well. Happy birthday. And is the family here? Why doesn't the family come on up as well, and we'll get a photo for you as well. Okay. That's okay, I'll use that if I have to. Okay. Moving on to citizens' comments. Are there any citizens wishing to speak? Any citizens wishing to speak? Any citizens wishing to speak? Sheriff Beth? Please be sure to give your name and address for the record.
Absolutely. First of all, thanks for recognizing Riggs and Terry Tift today. It was amazing on that day to see Riggs with the area right above his eyes that was just an open wound, and to see him today was absolutely amazing. The community, the state, really the nation has adopted Riggs and Terry Tift, and it's his birthday, and they're both quite handsome. Thanks for honoring him today. I appreciate that. I also want to thank the entire county board for the stipends that the county employees all got. And thanks for doing that. Thanks for supporting that. And I did want to point out, though, that, and I know that all of us didn't get stipends. Everyone in here didn't get a stipend. I didn't get a stipend. And there were just a few other employees. If you go back to, and I just want to point this out because I'm going to guess it was a mistake or an oversight, and I didn't even notice this at first until I found out that one of the people that worked hard for the last few years didn't get any stipend at all. And one of the bonus awards, it falls in 3 tiers: $2,400 to full or part-time employees in positions with elevated risk, $1,200 to full and part-time employees not in the first tier, $750 to all the other, including temporary and seasonals. Well, the one employee that I talked to, she was very excited about getting her stipend. She never got that. She's a college student. And the seasonals, I thought all seasonals were getting it. One of the employees that works at Brightondale Golf Course, she's been working there from college in the summer and the spring, and she goes to Carthage. And she was actually working the last day of the golf season on November, I think it was November 1st was the last day. But what I didn't pick up, and I'm not sure if all you guys picked up either, is to be eligible for this bonus, employees must be actively employed in good standing as of November 15th. So there's one employee that Brightondale closed and is coming back, didn't quit, didn't get terminated, plans on coming back, when the golf season opens up, but because the golf season ended on the 1st, 2 weeks before this, the way this is written, these seasonal employees, which could be high school students, college students, retired senior citizens that come and mow the grass in the parks, clean up the beaches, take the gate money at Silver Lake Park during the summertime. All these seasonal employees that, again, a lot of them are college or high school students, they didn't get it because their season ended, it could be as a few days before this November 15th, but they still plan on coming back next year. Some of these employees have been working for the county for years as, maybe a ranger on a golf course or coming and cutting grass seasonally. And I'm hoping this was just a mistake, and I'm going to guess it was, or just the way it's worded, but I'm hoping, and I don't know that you guys can, if you agree with me, first of all, but if you do, that all the seasonal employees, I thought were going to get it, but if they should have gotten it, they didn't get it on November 3rd, or I'm sorry, on December 3rd. And I'm hoping that can be changed, it probably can't be changed now because it's not on the agenda, but I'm hoping it can be changed to all these people, whether they're high school, college, senior citizens that do wonderful things for our county, spring, summer, and fall, but weren't active employees on this one day. And I'm hoping that we can go back and we can address, it isn't thousands of these people, but it's a handful, and to especially the high school and college students, that $750 helps pay for their education and what they're doing. I hope that we can change that. And just so you know, that one seasonal employee, it was my daughter. And but I did some research, and it's all the ones that kind of fit in that category of not working. I wanted you guys to know that up front, that was my daughter that did that. And also, during the budget process, we did, with all of you, we raised the hourly wage to all of our correctional staff, the DSOs, the COs, and we gave them good raises. And about a month ago or so, we were 29 correctional officers short. We're still about 29, but we were having people to even apply to be a correctional officer or a cook. And right now, we are going through interviews. We have got about 20, 3 started today, and 20 are lined up to be starting in January. So the efforts that all of you did, that all of us did to make this happen, it's working. There was one group of people, and I know this can't be solved tonight. I'm going to be bugging you guys in the next few months. But there was 21 people, our booking clerks. They somehow got overlooked in this budget process, and they didn't get raises like the other correctional staff did. And so I'm just giving you a heads up that I'm going to be looking at coming and asking to do something to help correct that for next year. All the people they work with, all the cooks, the correctional officers, the direct supervisory officers, all of them got pretty good raises to help keep them. I want to do the same with the booking clerks too, the ARSs. So those are my 2 missions, and it fit perfectly under citizens' comments because it's not on the agenda. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff Beth. Anyone else wishing to speak?
I'm Brian Bashaw, Brighton. You've seen me before, so first I wanted to say thank you. That is my neighborhood. I consider it my neighborhood anyways. It's close enough. I live on the south edge of Bong, and we've had our share of incidents out by us as of late. In fact, Sheriff Beth and the team was just at the corner of 75 and JB, my corner, for a severe accident just the other day. So things happen out in the county, and I really appreciate what you guys do. It's really a pleasure having you working and doing the job. If I could beg your indulgence, I'm going to be real easy tonight. I just want to say Merry Christmas. Thank you for suffering me. I've said a few things to you that some of you may like, not like, whatever. We don't always agree. But hopefully in the future we have opportunity to do more of the same. So thank you for what you do. Merry Christmas. Wasn't that easy?
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak? Anyone else wishing to speak? Anyone else wishing to speak? Citizens' comments are closed. I have an announcement from Chairman O'Day. There will not be a meeting on December 21st. Supervisor reports. Supervisor Grady?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Before we get into the Public Works, I would recognize Sheriff Beth's comments, and perhaps through Finance and through the Personnel Department, we can take a look at the 2 categories you mentioned, seasonals, booking clerks, et cetera, and at least review some of the data and perhaps have that come out of committee and have Finance make a recommendation, at least potentially. So we can just start off with that. Part of the reason for me chiming in on this matter is, of course, Public Works has its more than fair share of seasonals, and that is part of what was discussed earlier. We had our meeting last night at Public Works, Highway 50 and 45, covered a variety of topics, and perhaps the most pertinent and had the most discussion was the setting of park rates for 2022. And we were informed rather late in the game that due to state, I don't want to say statute, but per DNR rule, we cannot charge out-of-county residents more than twice what we charge county residents for certain services, admission, if you will, to county parks, that type of thing. And it really comes to be the idea that certain parks are utilized more than others, and especially Silver Lake Park. And not Silver Lake Park in its entirety, but the Silver Lake Park beach area, especially on holidays, warm summer days, very high utilization. In fact, the utilization is often higher on a daily rate from out of state, out of area, out of county residents than it is for Kenosha County residents. So we had a proposal last night that would have raised the rates for Kenosha County residents to a certain amount, and after deliberation in committee and an amendment, we decided we would not go along with that larger amount that was going to be charged to Kenosha County residents on an annual basis. So you'll take a look at your fact sheet that we have, and there will be a daily rate increase in residents from $5 to $10 per carload, not per resident. That is going through, but the annual rate will basically remain unchanged. That was the larger part of our discussion. And then we had various other reports, which I will be brief with you this evening. Golf, very happy situation. Very good season in terms of revenue and client-patient satisfaction, whatever you want to call it. I call them clients, patients, interchangeably. But happy news, and they're doing some upgrades to the turf in terms of aeration and that type of thing. We've got some ongoing things with facilities, operations. The KCDC isolation shower modification is basically complete, if I understand correctly. There are a couple other items that are ongoing. Here downtown, as you saw when you came in the building, there's boards up and so forth. That's just temporary. The door framing and doors were damaged to the point during the insurrection last August that we had to actually have new ones on order and be replaced. So that is ongoing, and it should be finished, I'm told, by the end of this month. We're looking at some HVAC repairs at KCDC. That's up on the roof. That'll be ongoing. We talked about parks, the specific part of the park rates, but we're making big progress on the stewardship we have with Parkside. We have quite a network of trails over there, and protecting them from erosion, making them safe for crossing the little bodies of water and so forth we have is an ongoing situation. And for those of you that frequent that area, you'll be quite pleased, I think, to see some of the new features that are there. Highways, we're getting ready for winter. Plows are all up and running. Thankfully, we've not had a snow event to this point in time, but we are ready, and I'm assured we have an ample supply of salt. I could go on quite a little bit, but I think that's enough for now. Thank you for your indulgence.
Thank you, Supervisor Grady. Supervisor Palmaville.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Judiciary and Law met Wednesday, December 1st, and the following 4 items were passed unanimously, with 2 of them also appearing on tonight's meeting agenda. Resolutions from the Kenosha County Sheriff's Department with the approval of the reappointment of Ms. Catherine Bothy to the Kenosha County Civil Services Commission, approval of the appointment of Battalion Chief Kenneth Schrader to serve as a member of the Kenosha County Local Emergency Planning Committee, support of a multi-year cooperative agreement between Kenosha County and the Village of Twin Lakes for the Kenosha Drug Operations Group, and approval of the Wisconsin DOT Bureau of Transportation's Safety Alcohol Enforcement Grant 2021. Our next meeting will be January 5th at 6:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Palmaville. Supervisor Gens?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to report Joint Services held a meeting today, and the findings of the director search position were brought to us. And after a 5-member panel interviewed 5 people, Josh Nielsen was selected to be the next director of Joint Services from the board. That'll be coming to the county board at the beginning of January. So I just wanted to let everybody know. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Gens. Any other comments? Hearing none. On to new business.
New business, resolution, 1 reading, Resolution 86, a resolution from the Judiciary and Law Enforcement and Finance and Administration Committees to approve the appointment of Ms. Catherine Bothy to the Kenosha County Civil Service Commission. Passed unanimously by the Judiciary and Law Enforcement Committee, Supervisors Palmaville, Boyd Frederick, Wambolt, Belsky, Nordigan, and Rose voting aye, Supervisor Gully excused. Passed unanimously by the Finance and Administration Committee, Supervisors Gent, Ron Frederick, Celebree, Wambolt, Kubicki, and Uhas voting aye, Supervisor Franco absent.
Supervisor Palmaville?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Resolution 86.
I have a motion by Supervisor Palmaville and a second by Supervisor Gens. Supervisor Palmaville?
This resolution is the reappointment of Catherine Bothy to the Kenosha County Civil Service Commission, passed unanimously in both Finance and Judiciary and Law Committees, and we ask for the board's support this evening.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, vote aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Madam Clerk?
Resolution 87 from the Judiciary and Law Enforcement Committee to approve the appointment of Battalion Chief Kenneth Schrader to serve as a member of the Kenosha County Local Emergency Planning Committee, Group 2 Fire Services, passed unanimously by the Judiciary and Law Enforcement Committee. Supervisors Belsky, Boyd Frederick, Wambolt, Belsky, Nordigan, and Rose voting aye. Supervisor Gully excused.
Supervisor Palmaville?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Resolution 87.
I have a motion by Supervisor Palmaville and a second by Supervisor Jeff Wambolt. Supervisor Palmaville?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This resolution is the appointment of Battalion Chief Kenneth Schrader to serve as a member of the Kenosha County Local Emergency Planning Committee, Group Number 2 Fire Services. It passed unanimously in committee, and we ask for the board's support this evening.
Is there any discussion on this on the item before us? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Madam Clerk?
88 from the Finance and Administration Committee, a resolution authorizing Kenosha County to enter into the settlement agreements with McKesson Corporation, Cardinal Health, Inc., Amerisource Bergen Corporation, Johnson & Johnson, Janssen Pharmaceuticals, Inc., Ortho McNeil Janssen Pharmaceuticals, Inc., and Janssen Pharmaceutica, Inc. agree to the terms of the MOU allocating settlement proceeds and authorize entry into the MOU with the Attorney General. Passed unanimously by the Finance and Administration Committee. Supervisors Gentz, Ron Frederick, Celebree, Wambolt, Franco, Kubicki, and Uhas voting aye.
Supervisor Gentz?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Resolution 88.
I have a motion by Supervisor Gentz and a second by Supervisor Ron Frederick. Supervisor Gentz?
Thank you. Everyone should have received the information from the Corporation Council last week. Hopefully you had time to look at it. I trust that anyone who had any questions reached out. The proposed settlement of opioid litigation with 3 distributors and 1 manufacturer, potentially amounting to about $26 billion. Wisconsin's share is estimated at $420 million. 30% of that goes to the state, 70% to local governments. Our estimated, and I underline estimated, share is at $10.5 million, payable over 18 years. Funds could start coming in the second quarter of 2022. The funds are to be segregated and used only for opioid abatement uses by statute and terms of the settlement. We have to escrow 20% of our proceeds to potentially pay for attorney's fees. Critical mass of plaintiffs approving settlement needed by January 2nd, which is why we are acting tonight. Not accepting the funds, modifying the budgets, or approving expenditures at this time, simply approving the settlement terms. So once money would come in, it would still have to go to finance and through the board to know what it was to be spent on. But this is just authorizing Corp Counsel to proceed and enter into whatever he needs to get this done. So that's what we had tonight. If there are any questions, otherwise, that's all I have.
Thank you, Supervisor Gentz. Supervisor Rose.
I would like to abstain on this resolution as my son-in-law is the managing partner of the firm Simmons, Hanley, Conroy, which is one of the lead firms mentioned in paragraph 1.
Thank you, Supervisor Rose. The record will reflect your abstention. Anyone else wishing to speak on this? Hearing none. All in favor, vote aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Chair,
With one abstention for
yeah,
Supervisor
thank you.
Rose. Thank you.
Claims 20, Laura Mansky, vehicle damage.
Refer to Corporation Counsel.
The approval of the November 16th, 2021 Committee of the Whole meeting minutes and regular county board meeting minutes by Supervisor Kubicki.
Supervisor Kubicki. Motion by Supervisor Kubicki, second by Supervisor Gens. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Before we adjourn, I'd like to wish everyone a wonderful Christmas with your families. Have a safe New Year, and I will see you in chambers in 2022. Motion to adjourn by Andy, second. Motion to adjourn by Supervisor Berg, second by Rodriguez. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.